Tonight, first, I want to speak directly to Americans, our closest friends and neighbors. This is a choice that, yes, will harm Canadians, but beyond that, it will have real consequences for you, the American people.
All right, breaking news. Prime Minister Trudeau just announced the retaliatory tariffs that Canada will be placing on the United States after Donald Trump announced a 25% tariff on both Canada and Mexico, and then a 10% tariff on China. And before we play these clips of Trudeau, let me just run you up to speed on what's happening, because it's kind of hilarious how it's backfiring. Canada has said it has a detailed retaliation plan to the U.S. tariffs that will seek to hurt Republican states the most. But the executive order signed on Saturday includes a clause that specifies that should Canada retaliate against the U.S. tariffs, President Trump may, quote, increase or expand in scope the duties imposed under this order to ensure the efficacy of the action, meaning that if Canada replaces retaliatory tariffs, Trump will further escalate. This is a trade war in the most literal sense, as in it's escalating, escalating, escalating. Also, to make matters even worse, or better, I don't know, Premier announces immediate response, vows to defend BC against Trump tariffs. Premier David Eby is announcing immediate countermeasures to stand up for the British Columbia's workers and businesses after the United States announced incoming 25% tariffs on Canadian goods and 10% tariffs on energy. And listen to this, quote, President Trump's 25% tariffs are a complete betrayal of the historic bond between our countries and a declaration of economic war against a trusted ally. Said very well. Quote, as British Columbians and as Canadians, we will stand strong and united in the face of this unprecedented attack. As a first step in response to the tariffs, Premier Eby announced immediate measures, including directing the BC Liquor Distribution Branch to immediately stop buying American liquor from red states, again, from red states in particular, and remove the top-selling red state brands from the shelves of public liquor stores, plus directing the British Columbian government and Crown corporations to buy Canadian goods and services first. Now, I want to react to and break down Prime Minister Trudeau's speech in just 1 second, because he absolutely cooked, but make sure you drop a like on the video, make sure you subscribe to the channel for top-tier political breakdowns, and really quickly, Trudeau posted earlier, the United States has confirmed that it intends to impose 25% tariffs on most Canadian goods, with 10% tariffs on energy starting February 4th. I've met with the premiers and our cabinet today, and I'll be speaking with President Sheinbaum of Mexico shortly. Even J.D. Vance tweeted out earlier, memo to the press. When a president is elected by the people and then does what he's promised to do, that's democracy. When a president is thwarted by unelected bureaucrats, that's an oligarchy. President Trump refuses to bend the knee to that oligarchy. Buckle up. Now, here's the thing. President Trump has not drained the swamp. He has created his own swamp, his own oligarchy that is 10 times worse than any sort of deep state he ever could have imagined. Also, J.D. Vance is admitting right here that everything that follows over the next few years is on Donald Trump, is on J.D. Vance, is on Elon Musk. You cannot divert or deflect blame when he says right here, Trump is doing exactly what he wants to do. He even says buckle up at the end. You should be telling that to the American people that are about to get tariffed out the ass from some of our closest allies. I've said this repeatedly, but you can't underscore how damaging it is to the U.S. credibility and to our alliances. The allies that we've built up for so long now hate us. Well, at least they hate the half of the country that voted for Donald Trump and the people around Trump, because they are surgically targeting red states. Even Chrystia Freeland, who's running as the new PM of Canada, said, if Donald Trump slaps 25% tariffs on Canadian goods, we must hit back dollar for dollar, starting with 100% tariffs on all Tesla vehicles and U.S. wine, beer, and spirits. We must protect Canadian workers and businesses. Hitting back red states and hurting Tesla is a great way to do it. And I really quickly want to read this comment from a Canadian Redditor that I thought might hit home for some of you Canadian fans or people in America as well. It says, I have never seen Canadians across the political spectrum so aligned as we are right now. America has become an enemy in our eyes. Trump seeks to destroy our lives. We stood firm alongside America when they were attacked and invoked Article 5. Canadians died for America. On 9/11, we opened our airspace and allowed American flights to enter Canada, even though it was an incredibly dangerous situation. Canadians opened up our homes for Americans in peril. And what do you do to Canada in return? America wants to destroy our economy, destroy our lives, and make America the, quote, 51st state. Seriously, screw America. They said, I don't want this to happen, but if push comes to shove, Canada has a few tools up its sleeve. We can take the gloves off. An export tax on potash. America imports almost 90% of potash from Canada, and Canada is one of the few countries that produces it. Canada provides 40% of the world's potash. It's needed for fertilizer. An export tax on softwood lumber. America imports more than 30% of their lumber from Canada. You think houses are unaffordable now? Just wait until new build prices increase. We can also stop subsidizing our oil exports to America and sell it at market value. More than 50% of U.S. crude oil imports come from Canada. U.S. refineries are specifically designed to handle Canadian oil. The only other market with similar oil is Venezuela. Refineries in the Midwest won't be able to outfit their pipelines and refineries to offset a lack of Canadian oil. America wants to destroy our economy. Let's drive up inflation in America and remind Americans that it's Trump's fault. The main part that I thought was really powerful there was talking about 9/11, talking about Article 5, about Canadians opening up their homes. And this is how American voters reciprocate by electing somebody who's openly hostile towards Canada. Ron Filipkowski makes a great point. He said, quote, so now we get in a pissing match where each side tries to show how much they can hurt each other. People who have been friends and partners forever. Things just keep getting ratcheted up and everyone loses, all because of one malignant narcissist's derangement and fragile ego. Even on top of that, look at what the MAGA supporters are saying in response. Both Americans and Canadians are about to suffer a lot, and their response is to say, bring it. It says, just in, Canada is planning to target Republican states in retaliation for Trump's tariffs, per New York Times. Bring it, Justin Trudeau, says this MAGA dude. You're about to learn the definition of fuck around, find out. President Trump's going to make an example of you. He's not going to make an example of Trudeau. He's going to hurt so many Americans. He's going to hurt so many Canadians and people in Mexico.
Tonight, first, I want to speak directly to Americans, our closest friends and neighbors. This is a choice that, yes, will harm Canadians, but beyond that, it will have real consequences for you, the American people. As I have consistently said, tariffs against Canada will put your jobs at risk, potentially shutting down American auto assembly plants and other manufacturing facilities. They will raise costs for you, including food at the grocery stores and gas at the pump. They will impede your access to an affordable supply of vital goods crucial for U.S. security, such as nickel, potash, uranium, steel, and aluminum. They will violate the free trade agreement that the President and I, along with our Mexican partner, negotiated and signed a few years ago. But it doesn't have to be this way. As President John F. Kennedy said many years ago, geography has made us neighbors, history has made us friends, economics has made us partners, and necessity has made us allies. That rang true for many decades prior to President Kennedy's time in office, and in the decades since. From the beaches of Normandy to the mountains of the Korean Peninsula, from the fields of Flanders to the streets of Kandahar, we have fought and died alongside you. During your darkest hours, during the Iranian hostage crisis, those 444 days we worked around the clock from our embassy to get your innocent compatriots home. During the summer of 2005, when Hurricane Katrina ravaged your great city of New Orleans, or mere weeks ago, when we sent water bombers to tackle the wildfires in California. During the day the world stood still, September 11th, 2001, when we provided refuge to stranded passengers and planes, we were always there, standing with you, grieving with you, the American people. Together, we've built the most successful economic, military, and security partnership the world has ever seen. A relationship that has been the envy of the world. Yes, we've had our differences in the past, but we've always found a way to get past them. As I've said before, if President Trump wants to usher in a new golden age for the United States, the better path is to partner with Canada, not to punish us. Canada has critical minerals, reliable and affordable energy, stable democratic institutions, shared values, and the natural resources you need. Canada has the ingredients necessary to build a booming and secure partnership for the North American economy, and we stand at the ready to work together. Like the American tariffs, our response will also be far-reaching and include everyday items such as American beer, wine, and bourbon, fruits and fruit juices, including orange juice, along with vegetables, perfume, clothing, and shoes. It'll include major consumer products like household appliances, furniture, and sports equipment, and materials like lumber and plastics, along with much, much more. And as part of our response, we are considering, with the provinces and territories, several non-tariff measures, including some relating to critical minerals, energy, procurement, and other partnerships. We will stand strong for Canada. We will stand strong to ensure our countries continue to be the best neighbors in the world.
All right, really heartfelt speech coming from Trudeau. I like how he appealed to our past relationship, the way that Canadians helped us during natural disasters or after 9/11, helped us fight wars that they really didn't have to fight because we were stronger together. I also like how his retaliatory tariffs are targeted. They're solid. Now the question is, will Trump continue to escalate even further as he promised and continue to nuke both economies, or will he back down? We'll see. If you want live breaking news updates and live streams, all you got to do is subscribe. You can become a member below. Have a great rest of your day, and I love all of you guys.